Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last, but definitely not least, webinar at our Master Days 2018 event. And I'm Rasa from Casto team. And today we have a webinar with the University of West London. And one interesting fact, this university is ranked as the top modern university in London and have invested over 50 million in a new campus with modern facilities to improve students' learning and social experience. So I can't imagine a more attractive university for students. Here you can see a representative from this university, Marianne.
Hi.
Marianne has worked in international education for over 20 years. She offers a wealth of experience when counseling students about UK study options and student life in London. And don't miss her introduction to the University of West London, the Career University. So if you have any questions about studying in UK or anything about University of West London, feel free to write your questions in the comments and we will answer them at the end of this webinar. And I hope we won't have any technical issues this time. So Marianne, I think we can move to your presentation and screen share.
Thank you very much, Rasa, and thank you also to your colleagues at Casto for bringing this event together. I am delighted to be meeting all these people online that you have recruited to attend our webinars today. It's a fantastic opportunity for us to be able to reach you online. And that's not to say that I don't like going to Lithuania. I love going to Lithuania, and I have visited Vilnius on a couple of occasions, and I hope that I will be able to visit again in the near future. So, as Rasa said, my name is Marianne Baker. My role at the University of West London is Head of EU Recruitment. I have been in this post for the past 2 years. I work as part of the international operations, where we deal with both EU students and non-EU students accessing our university's admission system. As Rasa highlighted, the University of West London is a dynamic, modern university whose single-minded focus is to help people build their careers. We brand ourselves as the Career University, and there are very good reasons behind why we use this strapline really to promote what we do. My presentation today focuses on what really underpins this statement of being the Career University in London. But before I do that, just a very few simple facts about the university. Let me share my screen here with you. I want to show you the schools, the faculties that we have within our university. We have 8 academic schools. Each of these 8 schools focus on a broad industry area or professional area. I am deliberately using such terms as industry and professional areas because these faculties are very well defined by their links to employment, industry, the world of work. You can see the first one here is the London School of Film, Media and Design. We have a business school. We have a school of computing and engineering, the College of Hospitality and Tourism, a School of Law and Criminology, the London College of Music, where we teach a number of degrees around performing arts, but also music technology, recording, music composition, music production, etc. We also have a School of Nursing, Midwifery and Healthcare, and a School of Human and Social Sciences, where we teach psychology related programs, and also forensics and educational studies. So these are our 8 schools or academic areas. Another fact I wanted to share about the university is that we are a medium-sized university. That means that we have about 11,000 enrollments, and you can find institutions in London that would have, say, 5,000 students, but you will also find institutions that are double the size of ours, or even larger than that. So the point that I'm making here is that we are fairly well contained in 3 campuses altogether, and 2 of these are in London. So I'm going to show you my next page here from our website. One of our campuses is located in Ealing in West London, and the other campus is located in Brentford. We have a really nice map here, which is very easy to interpret. So if you know London a little bit, you will definitely know the Piccadilly Underground line, which runs through the city of London. So imagine this Piccadilly line, and towards the west side of the city, you will have a tube station called South Ealing, and we are closest to this South Ealing tube station. This is our Ealing campus, and you will also see here our Brentford campus, which is also very close to an overground train station called Brentford. If you take the train from Brentford, you can be in central London, near the Houses of Parliament, within about 30 minutes. So very easy access to both the centre of London, but also to Heathrow Airport, which is about 20 minutes. So that is what I wanted to share about the location. But there's also the fact that we are very close to a number of relevant global employers. And this is important for the purposes of this presentation. We, as I said, focus on our students' careers, and we do that by building very good links with these employers in the West London area. So, for example, when it comes to courses related to airline and airport management, we would be working closely with Heathrow Airport, and we would be working closely with the various airlines that operate from Heathrow, including British Airways. On this main road that I can show you here on my screen, you will find, for example, Sky Studios. You will find Ealing Studios here, and also in West London, a little bit further, not shown on this map, are the BBC studios. So, for example, for the purposes of our media-related programs, we build on the proximity of these great organizations. So really, the first important fact that I want to emphasize in relation to being the careers university is that we build our curriculum in consultation with today's employers. that is how we ensure that our graduates, when they come out of their degrees and our university, can get those jobs at the end of their studies. And I will show you a little bit later, one of our most important indicators is that we have 97% of our students going into jobs within or further study within 6 months of graduating. So the first thing that we do to achieve this nationally extremely high percentage is to ensure that the curriculum responds to the needs of today's employers. That's one thing. But secondly, in relation to being a careers university, we also ensure that our staff come from backgrounds where they have had relevant industry experience that they can share with our students. The approach in our teaching is very much practical, hands-on, as well as theoretical. So you can expect to get stuck into real life projects, real life work scenarios and problems that you need to solve with the guidance of staff that have definitely had relevant industry experience. I think this is one of the key differences in comparison to, for example, many continental universities. Academic staff sometimes are academic staff who never really worked anywhere else. Well, we try and ensure that the people that we expose you to have had that most important industry experience. And we also use the proximity of these great organizations in the West London area and in London in general to come in for masterclasses, for ad hoc, extraordinary lectures. So you have that engagement with the expertise that London has to offer. So each of our courses would be built in a way that it responds to employer needs, both in terms of theoretical knowledge and curriculum content, but also in terms of the practical skills. Another way in which we strive to be the career university is to focus on the up-to-date nature of our facilities. Perhaps I can show you a few images just here of our new campus. So just to pick up on a couple of images from there, for our School of Film, Media and Design, you saw that our graphic designers will be working with cutting edge technologies. The equipment that they use will match the best that's available in the industry. And it's true of our music students and our recording and production studios. But also within media, we have a fully fledged radio station. So these are just examples of how we ensure that already during your university education, students are exposed to equipment that they would be using, hopefully, in their careers. When you turn up on the doorstep of an employer, hopefully they don't have to train you. You will go in with the necessary knowledge when you start a position to operate systems, hopefully. I also wanted to show you, while we are talking about our campus redevelopment, that we have achieved some significant improvements recently in our standing. We have achieved the biggest overall national rise in the Times and Sunday Times rankings, but also in the Guardian and the Complete University Guide. And we are now ranked in London as the top modern university and 8th modern university in the UK. And as I mentioned previously, our employability figures are very high. 97% of our graduates go into employment or further study within 6 months of graduation. And they also achieved the second highest starting salaries of all the London modern universities. Let me take you through a short video just here as well.
And Marianne, can we maximize a video?
Absolutely. Sorry, I should have done that. Yes. Okay. Let me just bring you back to my boring face a little bit. So I wanted to talk to you about the support that we give you so that you can make the most of your time with us. And when I say support, first of all, support in terms of getting those jobs at the end of your studies. We have a department dedicated to helping you find part-time job opportunities while you are in London, to help you build your CV, to connect you with employers. So, for example, several times during the academic year, we have part-time jobs fairs. So we bring the employers right to you. We don't just send you out to look for a job. We actually get the West London employers into our hall that you saw in that in one of those videos just now, and they set up and they come and you can sign up with them, and they offer you the opportunity to work with them part-time or give you placement opportunities. I have known a number of students who made the most of these opportunities. We also have volunteering opportunities on campus. So we have, for example, an award-winning student union, and they are one of the biggest kind of student employers on our campus. As you can imagine, a large university is a busy place. So we have open events all the time. We welcome visitors. We have applicant days, and we need students to help at those events. And we encourage students to engage with those, and it's a realistic option very often for international students to offer their language skills, for example, at those events. We also offer the opportunity for students to take part in Erasmus. So not only can you study your degree at a university outside of your home country, you might also want to consider spending some time as a student or recent student of the University of West London in another country. The best option for master students, in my opinion, is to consider the traineeships that are available through Erasmus. If you can find, sometimes with our help, sometimes through your own links, employers in Europe who want to give you a placement, and you are able to draw some funds through the Erasmus scheme to support you while you are getting that relevant industry experience before finally embarking on your career. I'm sure that you will want to know a little bit about where to live. So, as you know, we are in West London, and very close to our Brentford campus, we have some halls of residence. We call it Paragon Studentlets. And there is this, I think, misconception that accommodation in London is always impossible to afford. And I just wanted to show you the actual figures of how much it actually costs to live in student accommodation with the University of West London. So you would be looking at paying about £160 per week, which includes your bills. These figures are now live for the 18-19 academic year beginning in September. You would have a private room, and in that private room you also have an ensuite toilet and shower, all the other facilities that are listed here, and the kitchen and the social facilities are shared with others. Now, considering that this is London, and considering also that we encourage our students to work and take a part-time job perhaps while they are studying, it's not impossible to make ends meet. especially if you are able to maybe make the most of the postgraduate scholarship and postgraduate loan opportunities that exist for our European students.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
yes?
I think you should turn your screen share on.
Ah,
yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. Rasa, just 1 second. Here it comes. So I wanted to show Paragon Student Let's here. This is where you can access information about accommodation. It's really under the students section of the website, under support for students and under accommodation. So the prices are here. But if you don't like the sound of campus accommodation, you are also able to consider alternative forms of accommodation, like, for example, perhaps renting privately. And here on the accommodation page, we give you a few options to search and also to look into local letting agents. Apparently, I understand from students that you can find really good resources here. And as I mentioned, there are ways for you to benefit from funding opportunities. The website has not been fully updated yet for the September 18 start with the loan options and with the scholarships and the bursaries, but this will happen now in the very near future. If you want to search our courses to find out exact details about the content of the courses and also the individual requirements for each course, you will be able to use our course search function here on the website, just under courses. You can put in any keyword. If we, for example, try communication, you will find the communication related programs, and as you can see, you can also filter and you find some really exciting programs. So all the courses are here, and when the options are shown, you can see full-time options. There are some programs actually starting in April 2018 as well. Most courses will be starting in September next. You are able to view the courses and go into the granular detail of the content, the entry requirements, fees, funding, how to apply, etc. I would very strongly recommend that for applications you go via Castu. They provide fantastic support, and they work very closely with our admissions team to ensure that all your paperwork and all your application materials are in order. I think that I have given you most of the information that I wanted to. Perhaps one last thing to highlight here is the fact that we have great student life. And so what I'm showing you right now is the website of our student union. They are an award-winning student union as voted by our students. And here you find a lot of information about what goes on, what clubs and societies there are, and like I mentioned previously, how to engage with them, really about, for example, work opportunities. I will bring it back to me for a second, and I think I'm ready for questions, really. I can't hear you now, Rasa.
My microphone on. So that's all, right?
Yes.
So thank you very much for very interesting tour through website. If you have any questions while watching us right now, you can ask them in the comments. And just a quick reminder for those who are interested in studying in University of West London. So you can always contact us in Lithuania or in Poland. And everything you need to do is to register to Kastu page, fill the application form with all the needed documents, and that's all. And we will administrate all the process, and you won't need to worry anything about. So I see we have one question from Victoria. Victoria is asking, do you have physiotherapy master's course?
Physiotherapy. So yes. Let me share my screen with you, and we will carry out a search together. Just 1 second. Here is the course search function. No. No, so if we just look at healthcare here for a second, and we look at postgraduate study, these are the postgraduate programs that we offer, Victoria. So no physiotherapy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Tatiana is asking, can you explain more about scholarships?
Okay, so why don't we look together at what opportunities we offer in the current academic year, because as I mentioned to you, the September 2018 options are not yet available, but we can look at some examples as to what was offered for September 2018, and that will give us at least an indication. Postgraduate scholarship. I assume, Tatiana, that you are a potential postgraduate student. Okay. So what we have here generically is actually, this is predominantly for students who graduated from UWL, but then there are some school or faculty specific scholarships. So for example, there is a program called the Piotr Mickiewicz Scholarship, open to applicants who have accepted an offer of a place. And there is a list of courses here. They need to have completed a relevant undergraduate program, and members of the Polish community are particularly welcome to apply. But I'm not going to read all this out. The point is that there are subject-specific scholarships here, quite a few of them, rather generous amounts. So if we scroll through here, you will see that most of the schools will be offering some form of support. So I suggest that you keep an eye out, because these pages are being constantly updated. especially when a new start date is due. Any other questions?
Thank you, Marianne. That was the last question. So
Okay.
thank you for sharing your experience with our students. And thank you everyone for watching. This was the last webinar of our Master Days 2018 event. And I hope you find it interesting. And don't forget to follow us. And now have a great evening. Goodbye.
Thank you, Rasa. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.